Good morning, brothers and sisters. How is your day going for you? As for me, I've got a glorious sunny day. I see my wonderful neighbor over there, my sister over there, doing weed eating. That woman just loves doing yard work. I mean, to tell you what. And again, I said this before, her landscape definitely reflects her love, and it's awesome. So today I'm out doing a few errands. Gotta go take care of some stuff, because I don't want the world to stop as a result of it. So I gotta go take care. Yeah, that's right. I'm a superhero. Gotta go take care of things. Uh, oh, hey, had a delightful phone call yesterday afternoon after I finished moving that big pile of hedges to the burn pile. Now my burn pile is 20 feet in the air. I'm probably going to have to set that on fire. Anyway, I got a delightful phone call from one of my young sisters. She reached out to me, and we had a wonderful conversation. Uh, she recently married to a wonderful young man, and they live out of state. And she is due to give birth to a little boy, and the name of the little boy that's going to come bless us on earth. I'm going to wave to this fella here that's walking. Good for him. Um, his name is going to be Forrest. Now, when she first told me this, and she had to remind me, I forgot, but once she told me, I go, oh yeah, that's right. And I had to make fun or do a meme, run, Forrest, run. Come on. Everybody's seen Forrest Gump. Anyway, one of the interesting things about this family clan, her husband's family clan, is that the husband, their tradition is he buys the jumper, the outfit for the newborn to come home, and a blanket. That's their tradition, and that's an awesome tradition. Actually, I think that's so cool. Um, so her husband was sitting next to her when she was talking to me, and I told her, I said, "Hey, you know what would be real cool? I mean, it would be awesome, and that is to buy for the husband to buy a jumper that has the braces painted on the side of the jumper that Forrest Gump, the character Forrest Gump, had to wear when he was growing up. Come on, that would be so epic. But I don't think the husband's gonna do that. I think he's gonna be a little more conservative about the little jumper suit that he's gonna get for his new boy. But come on, that's funny. And my young sister, she likes riding horses, and she has horses and things like that. And I had asked her if she had has she been doing any riding, which I wouldn't have thought she would. Being pregnant and everything like that, that probably would not be a good idea. She says no, she still works with her horses, but she's on the ground. And I offered up an idea for her, and I told her, I said, look, when you take this to market, I get 10%. Now, I learned that trick from my older brother, my brother in Oregon. because he would offer me ideas and tell me that whenever I take it to market that he gets 10% because it's his idea. And here's my idea that I had for. I said, shock absorbers under the saddle. So when you're riding the horse, it's like riding on a cloud, right? Now, come on, that's a great idea. Shock absorbers for saddle. For the woman who is pregnant. Why not? Makes sense to me. I think there's a market for that. Or maybe not. Now, I remember when I was in the Navy, I was sitting in an airport waiting for a flight to go somewhere. I came up with the mounted toothpaste squeezer. And I even drew it out on a napkin. And it was where you put, at that time we had tubes of toothpaste. And you put it in upside down, had a lever, mounted in the shower, for those who brush their teeth in the shower. And it's got a roller on it, and you squeeze it down from the bottom or from the base of it, because it's upside down, and squeeze your toothpaste out. And at the bottom, there's a little cap that when you pull the lever, the cap hinges out, and when you let the lever go, the cap covers up the orifice where the toothpaste comes out. Come on, that's a great idea. Yeah, I never carried that to market, but I bet I could have made a buck off of something like that. Anyway, I'm at a place I need to go do a little business in, so I will talk to you soon. Okay, I'll be back. Well, okay, I finished my little business in this business, and now I'm off to the next business to do business and take care of that. Okay, so back to my young sister's phone call. I digressed on my lost opportunity when I was in the Navy. I think I was sitting in a bar in San Diego Airport waiting for a flight out. I don't know where I was going. But anyway, that awesome opportunity came into my head and I drew it down on a napkin. And then I lost that opportunity. Let's see, what else did my beautiful sister, I asked her, I said, so they don't live in the state, they live out of state. I asked them, I said, when they don't trust anybody with a blinker until they start executing on that blinker. Anyway, she loves Skittles. And there's chocolate too. I don't remember if it's milk or dark chocolate, but she likes a specific type of candy. And I told her, I said, well, when you come back and visit, I'll have Skittles for you. And she told me, her husband loves the same. He loves Skittles too. And then she proceeded to tell me, that he's up to 200 pounds and that, her in her pregnancy, she's usually at 125, 30 pounds, and now she's up to 150 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm like, well, yeah, you're pregnant. So yeah, you would gain weight. But now her husband's about 6 foot, he's 6 foot. 200 pounds. And I was talking to my clan at supper that night, and my great niece, she says, that tall at 200 pounds? That's he's skinny as a board. I said, well, he's always been that way. I said, but when I associate 200 pounds, I'm thinking you need to get on a treadmill or you need to go. Well, what I told her is he needs to get out on the farm and work some of that off. Well, I don't know. Is 200 pounds for 6 foot okay? Is that a good weight at 6 foot? I don't know. And he works in communications, media and communications, and uh, so I would suspect that he's sedentary in his job. Gee, I would not know what that's about. Yeah, I do. Anyway, so to wrap it all up, we had a delightful conversation. They had to get ready to go into town, and he was to uh, buy the onesie and the blanket to bring Forrest home with. In okay, we talked about other things, but I'm not gonna share those things with you, because those are treasured conversations. But I thought that the putting the braces on the side of the jumpsuit or the onesie would have been absolutely epic. And the invention of putting shock absorbers under a saddle, so a pregnant woman could ride on a cloud. I'm telling you what, getting in on the ground floor, that's a good opportunity right there. Right there. Okay, so I am now off to my second business that I need to visit. Walmart. Yeah. Living in a rural area, you don't have a lot of options. Now we have some wonderful small stores here in our little community. But if you need to get something quick and fast and cheap, go to Walmart. Because everything's pumped out of China or some other country that they're taking advantage of. It's my understanding, now I may be wrong, but when Sam Walton was alive and he opened up his Walmarts, every product in his store was made in the USA. And I'm sure that the kids and the mother or the spouse couldn't wait for him to die so they could change that policy. That's kind of ugly. I don't think that's what happened. But they have turned it into a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I wonder if old Sam Walton envisioned that. And they couldn't have done it without international support, of products, because that's where most. I sent my niece, we were in the store one time, and I sent my niece, I made a challenge for her. I said, I don't think I made a dollar wager, but I told her, I says, I bet you can't find 10 products in this store that are made in America. She took that challenge, and she couldn't find 10 products in the entire Walmart that was manufactured, distributed in the United States. Now, we have a company here in Mineral Springs called JW Manufacturing. And what JW Manufacturing is, today is a manufacturer that makes mops, and they provide mops to Walmart. Now, there's a long history. There's a long history with JW Manufacturing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. I sat and talked with, a couple of the executives there. They were one of my clients, and talked to them about the history, um, and how that transpired, how the mop manufacturing provides the mops to Walmart, and it's a beautiful story. Um, you news people, if news media people, if you want a good human interest story, that's a good one to get into. All right, well, I'm at Walmart, and I shall go in and get a couple of doohickeys that I absolutely don't need, but going to get them anyway. But we started this home chef thing, and they provide these beautifully um, um, laid out. Well, they're not laid out the way I'd lay them out, but they're um, uh, directions and recipes. Um, and I'm going to get a notebook so I can organize that stuff because I'm anal, and I'm going to do that. All right. So I will talk to you in a little bit. All right. See ya. Well, disappointing. I didn't get nothing at Walmart, but I was looking at notebooks and I thought, okay, I want to get a notebook, a 3-ring binder and dividers, the A through Z dividers. Well, first of all, paying $4 or $5 for a 3-ring binder was just not my cup of tea. And then I got to thinking, okay, how about an accordion folder that's, has tabs A through Z on it? Yeah, they didn't have any of that. Which I said, okay, fine. Can't get it at Walmart, then Amazon. Amazon's got everything, and that's what you kind of got to do in the rural area when you only have one big box store, not 500 like where I used to come from. That's okay. It's all right. I prefer this over 500 big box stores. And okay, so that I said, all right. So then I said, maybe I should look at a slushy maker. You throw your fruit in there and all your junk and make a. No, it's not. Yeah, slushy. I guess it makes slushy. So I looked at those and I'm going, I don't need that crap. Yeah, all right. So that led me over to the fishing poles. Now I've been wanting to. I've been getting an itch to go fishing. I haven't fished in years. Now my dad, he loved to fish, and I like to fish. And I'm thinking, what a great way to spend retirement. Sit in a chair, drop a bobber in the water with a worm. And I'm looking at these fishing poles, and there's 5,000 varieties of fishing poles, and I'm completely overwhelmed. But I pulled one down because I don't want an open face reel. I just want a closed Zebco type reel. And I pulled one down because I was, it was like $34 for this pole and rod and reel. And I'm looking at it, and on this reel it has a button that will let you know that you have a bite. I'm like, what? Whatever happened to just see the tip of the pole do this, right? No, this thing had a button on it that you could turn on, and the reel, or the reel will produce some sound or something like that you got to bite. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I'm so far removed from fishing. I mean, from, years out of it. I don't have any clue about it. That's why I was so overwhelmed with all these different poles and stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? Whatever happened? Whatever happened to just, standard rod and reel? Okay, it was cool if you had one of those open face where you pull the bail down and cast it out and stuff. You had to be skilled to do that. Um, and I'm like, I'm just overwhelmed. So I'm gonna go back when the time is right. I'm gonna go back, and if it never happens, then the time was never right. But I'm gonna go back and look at that because I did see a cane pole. Now I've done a lot of fishing with cane poles. It's just bamboo, prettied up, and you just put a hook on it and line and just drop it in the water. Now I like that kind of fishing, unless I'm bass fishing, trolling or something like that. But yeah, that was okay. I didn't walk out with one, but yeah. The other thing I should probably look into is what a fishing license costs. I haven't bought one in many years. I think, my dad always wanted to live to where he could get a fishing license for free. And that was at the age of 70, that you no longer had to purchase a fishing license. You were able to get it for free. And my dad lived to get that fishing license. Yep. He died at 70, but he was able to get it and get a fishing license for free. I think that was his lifelong objective, other than spending eternity with our father. But nonetheless, here on Earth, free fishing license. All right, I got to go in here and do business with this business, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Well, I had to tell one of the ladies in here about my experience with the fishing rods and stuff, and she, like me, we grew up doing cane poles fishing, and I told her I was just completely overwhelmed, and told her about this reel that had a switch on it that would let you know if you had a bite. She immediately responded and said, "That's cheating." I said, "Right? It is cheating. I mean, that's like the way they fish. That's like the way they hunt for deer around here. They feed them up, and then you might as well just tie them to a tree and shoot them. Because now you've got them trained to come and eat your oats or whatever you feed them, and then come hunting time, they come looking for that food. You just pick them off. That ain't hunting, in my book. In my honest opinion, that ain't hunting. But with a fishing reel that tells you, "Hey, you got a bite," that's cheating. Ain't right. You lose the finesse of fishing when you got some gizmo telling you got a bite. What are you going to do? Oh, that way you can stop looking at your stupid phone and look up at your pole. The pole will let me know, so I can be on social media and doing weird things like I'm doing right now. And it's just wrong. It's wrong. But it was a nice reel, and the rod and reel was like $34. I personally think that's a pretty good price, especially with a reel that'll tell you got a bite. Huh. I don't know. But aside from being overwhelmed by the voluminous amount and styles and varieties of fishing rods and reels, now you got the tackle. I was reading some of the tackle, the bait. And I learned this a long time ago from an old fisherman. He says 90% of that tackle, the stink bait and all this other stuff, is to hook you. It's not to hook a fish. It's to hook you. This stuff is crap. He said, don't buy that garbage. Ain't worthless. Get yourself a silver spoon spinner or a little minnow. Call them minnows. Always call them minnows. Minnow. Get a little minnow. You know, it's got a little fin on it to make it jig. I used to use those kind of things, but that was back in the day. Now they got everything that you can think of to fish with. I don't know. I guess I'm still old school when it comes to it, and I just want a simple rod and reel, basic tackle. Call it good. Oh well. I'll have to sort it out. Think about it, because that's what happens. I think about something too long, and then I talk myself out of it. So there it is there. Ah, well, okay. I'm going to see if I can get my watch back from this fella. He's had it for 6 months. He repaired it once, but he overlooked something. I gave it back to him, and he hadn't got it fixed. And every time I come check on him, he has some reason why he hadn't worked on it. So today it's give it to me fixed or just give it to me. So I'm going to find out. All right, I'm going to go check this out. Well, I got to visit with the brother, his jewelry shop. A lot of the delay that came about with the fixing the watch was he had skin tags on his eyelids, and he had those removed. And as a consequence of that, it affected his eyesight. So, in fact, he was just telling me that he's probably going to stop doing that type of precision work. Because, you know, you got to have good eyesight, and he's got to be able to hold a loop in his eye. And if you can't do that, then it's going to be struggling. But he finished what he needed to do with my watch, and I got it back and talked to him, and I got telling him my fishing pole story, and of course we exchanged stories about fishing and stuff like that, and it was a good visit. When it gets warmer, I told him, he says, you come by and visit. I said, because he says the water's always cold here. I said, well, all right, but, you know, summer's coming. I may need to do a mad dash into your store, drink some cold water and visit, because I love visiting. There ain't nothing I enjoy more is visiting with people. Well, I think I've completed all my tasks for the morning. I'll go back. My nephew's back. He's working remotely out of the lab now. He'd been gone for 4 weeks. He had a lot of work done on his house there where he lives. He lives down in Texas, and he comes up here and so he can be with his siblings and work remotely with the company that he works for. And yeah, he's had a lot of renovations done to his house, so that kept him away. Usually he does a 2-week cycle But he's back now, and he had bought these used RC cars. He's been working on them. He's like the rest of us in the family. We tinker. We like to tinker with stuff. So he's got these RC cars that he's tinkered with, two of them. So I can't wait to go out and tootle around with his RC cars. They're big cars, big scale rigs. So I'll go check those out, and when we have a minute, because he works, I don't. Well, that's not true. I do work. I just don't work for pay anymore. But that's it. Yeah, hey, you guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And visit with someone. Say hello to someone. Say good morning to someone. Have a smile on your face. You never know how it's going to affect another person. Okay? All right. Love you all. Take care.